I'm slowly going through all the recordings because I'm too tired. I'm knackered and we're stockpiling on our second baby's essentials and stuff. Yay. Also, cravings. But I'm gonna have to leave a warning. I've got hair in my mouth. I need to leave a warning yet again because this is about Rebecca Cooper. If you've seen all my other videos, you'll understand who she is. She's a PDF, an animal abuser, and just a sick person in the head. So she didn't think I would screenshot some of her videos for the world to see. I'm gonna put the heater back on, I'm freezing. And I needed to leave a disclaimer, so yeah, please be warned.
I'm just doing a short video now. My partner's at work until 3. He's leaving very shortly. Obviously at his house at the moment. I spent Christmas with him. And he says he really does deeply love me and forgive every vile, disgusting thing I did, even though I got hunting teams at his address, and I was obviously stung at his address in Dudley. But obviously he says he completely forgives that, and he knows that I've moved on and turned my life around, and that the intensive supervision court order I was on has done me the world of good. He says it really has changed you and made you into a better person. All the psychiatric input, the mental health input, it's just made me able to cope with everyday things and not go and deliberately reoffend and upset and hurt people just so I can go to prison, because that's what I tend to do a lot sometimes, is like go to prison as a coping mechanism. Because as the psychiatrist said in his report, I tend to view prison as a safe haven and a retreat, not actually as a punishment. Whereas normal people would say the lack of liberty would be a punishment, whereas I don't view it that way. I've always viewed it as a security net. And like, if I'm not coping with living in the community, that's what I've always done, is put myself in prison. Whether it was prank calling the nines, assaulting coppers as a kid, all this stems from when I was a kid myself. I've done all my life, all I've done is constantly reoffend and constantly commit offences and hurt other people and traumatise other people and frighten other people. When I was at my first ever secondary school, because I got excluded from school, you see, because of my really extreme behaviours and how extreme and bad my behaviours was. Basically, I went with a massive house brick and a large sharp pointed plank of wood, and I went into like I think it was a primary school or a nursery with those, and I got arrested for being threatening to everybody there, because I actually walked into the building. Obviously you can't get to where all the people are because there's doors that are locked to get into there, and obviously I was threatening to hurt all the kids there and being really threatening there. And that was when I was at secondary school myself. And then like being increasingly violent to coppers, kicking them, punching them, spitting at them, just being a vile excuse of a human ever since a kid myself. My behaviours were never punished by my mum and stepdad. They were never managed. And in the end, the police just said, if you can't stop her from doing what you're doing and you can't discipline and punish properly, it's obvious that you're letting her run off the rails and do whatever she wants and walk the streets and prank call us and do whatever she wants. You're not managing her behaviours. You're not punishing or doing anything to manage it. So eventually I ended up getting took into Camborne House, special needs kids home eventually, because my behaviour was that extreme. And it's like a special needs children's home, and I got took into there. And it just went on and on and on. But my partner says he forgives everything bad I've ever done. Um, but yeah, I know I've done some vulgar, disgusting, disturbing things, but he says he forgives me completely and utterly. And he works as a support worker in a special needs vulnerable adult care home. So he forgives me, and he says, like, you should be forgiven, really, and that time's moved on. He says he's a bit surprised, really, people are that sad and pathetic that they're still on about it 2 years later. He says, how bloody pathetic can you get? Don't these people have jobs? He says, why are people on social media so bloody pathetic? He says they're just brain dead individuals. They've got nothing better to do in their time other than rip into and bully and target and pick on people with disabilities and be nasty to them and never have an ounce of forgiveness in their hearts. He says social media is terrible. He hates it. He ain't got any social media on his phone at all. He really isn't into it. He says it's just a bully platform for bullies and low lives and people with nothing to do all day. And he don't like it. But he has a friend, Thomas, that sometimes goes to the rock bar with us. Because me and Simon go to the Ye Old Foundry rock bar in Dudley. I don't know if you heard of the Ye Old Foundry rock bar in Dudley Town Centre. Sometimes his friend Thomas goes there with us, and he's my friend as well. We're good friends, and we sometimes go there together. Sometimes Simon goes alone. I think we were planning, me and Simon were actually planning to go. We were actually planning to go to the Ye Old Foundry Rock Bar, actually on New Year's Eve. But I don't know if we're definitely going to be able to get tickets.